Hey guys, welcome to Boxing Squared for boxing news and views from around the internet. So this is another omnibus piece picking up on the day's developments in the Joseph Parker Hughie Fury build-up to their WBO World title fight in Manchester. Stay tuned for the Joseph Parker footage at the end. First off, to the day's big bombshell story, Duco Events has gone public about its horror of an English referee being appointed by the British Boxing Board of Control to ref the September 23rd fight. Terry O'Connor, who has refed Fury's last two fights, is the ref who has been appointed. For more on that story and the statement in full from Parker's promoter David Higgins of Duco Events, see my other video. A card is on screen now, and I'll also put a link to that video at the end of this one. In response to Duco going public, Peter Fury has taken to social media on Twitter saying no one has influence over the board and that winging spells one thing. So I'm assuming he actually means either whinging or whining, but we get the message. Meanwhile, top-rank head honcho Bob Arum, who has a deal to co-promote Joseph Parker, he has weighed in on the appointment of an English ref, telling News Hub, and see the link in the description, there are some concerns there, and then of course while the contract explicitly provided that all neutral officials would be required. The British Boxing Board said, hell with the contract, we're appointing an English referee and English judge, and that came despite a very forceful letter from the WBO saying that all neutral officials were required. When the English get on their high horses, they get really haughty, and there was no dealing with them. I just think having an English referee and an English judge puts Parker at a potential disadvantage. Arum also believes that this is a clear reason why fighters should avoid basing themselves in the United Kingdom. No doubt more on this will shake down in the coming days, but clearly Duco has gone as far as they could, or believe they've gone as far as they could behind closed doors with the board, and have since gone public proactively to put this story out into the ether and create a stir, and it certainly has. Maybe it will apply some pressure on the Board of Control. Who knows? Let's watch this space. Elsewhere, Tyson Fury, Hughie Fury's cousin, believes this is Hughie's time. He's told the Belfast Telegraph he has the breeding, the heart and the skill to beat Parker. I've been alongside Hughie for a long time. We have shared many training camps together, and I know that he has the qualities needed to become world champion. He added, of course this is a 50-50 fight, and it's going to take the best performance to beat Parker, but he has that kind of performance in him. Elsewhere, Duco Events says Joseph Parker has bumped into Rugby World Cup winner and All Blacks great Sean Fitzpatrick by chance while at the Sky News studios in London. It says the meeting was all the more remarkable considering Fitzpatrick used to do boxing training as an All Black under the tutelage of Parker's trainer, Kevin Barry. As I mentioned, Parker has been at the Sky News studios for an interview, which Duco Events has kindly supplied. Enjoy.
Last hour, we're talking lightweight boxing with Anthony Crolla, but the heavyweight division is one of the most exciting right now, and I'm delighted to say we're joined in the studio by one of the men behind that excitement. It is the WBO heavyweight champion, Joseph Parker. Joseph, great to see you. Thank you so much for coming in. Really appreciate your time. So, here you are, ready to defend your title against Hughie Fury. September 23rd, so just 10 days to go. What's the feeling right now? How's it going in camp? How are the preparations?
I mean, first it's great to be here. I was actually excited to come here and fight in front of his home crowd. Preparations have been amazing. I feel like I've put in great work, so there's no excuses. I've had some great sparring, did some great work with my coach, technical stuff, skills, so I'm ready to go. But
what actually happens in the last 10 days before a fight? Can you just give us an anecdotal idea?
Yeah, I mean, we're still keeping sharp. We're still training 2-3 times a day, depending on the day. And probably closer to the fight, we'll taper off and probably have one session a day. So, but it's still pretty full on.
You mentioned about being delighted to be over here. It's the first time for you fighting in the UK. How do you think you're going to be received by the public?
I think he'll have a lot of support because he's from here. But I think there's a lot of New Zealanders here. we've got some good support since we've been here. So I'm pretty, I'm excited because I'm used to fighting back home. Fans back home. I got a good structure back home, but I think this is more excitement because it's something new. So I feel like I've got more focus and more motivation.
Just talk to us a little bit about, I suppose, general boxing career strategy, if you like. How important is this fight to try and then elevate you to bigger bouts in the division, potentially unification bouts as well in future?
Yeah, I mean, this bout's very important. We wanted to come here to the UK and fight, and I feel like this is the fight that we're going to come here and establish ourselves here, and then look at fighting the other bigger names that are here.
We can see the belt, obviously, here, a beautiful belt, and you were able to successfully defend it, weren't you, against against Razvan Kajanu in Auckland, I should say. It was a unanimous points decision. When you look back on that fight, how did it go for you? Did it go the way you wanted it to?
Honestly, when I look at the fight, I felt like there was a sort of 50% performance, and a lot of things that happened in the background that sort of caused that. And I guess Hughie should have fought me then, because right now I'm at 100%, so I'm going to be a different fighter.
When you have been preparing for this fight and your next title defence, you're now with David Haye's gym. You've got the right kind of environment around you, I guess. What about David Haye? Could that be a potential fight going forward, potentially?
I mean, I think I've got to get past Hughie first, and then obviously look at down the road and see what the fights there are, what fights there are for us to have. I feel like David can be a fight in the future. He's still in good shape. He's still training hard, and you never know what can happen. What
do you like about him as a fighter?
I followed him ever since I started boxing. I watch a lot of his fights. I like his speed, his movement. He's real agile, so it'll be an interesting fight.
So that's Haye. Of course, last time out for him, he lost to Tony Bellew, who you met up with in Las Vegas, didn't you, with the McGregor-Mayweather fight. Could there be any matchup with Bellew?
I mean, I've got to see, get past this next fight and then hopefully see what makes sense, I feel like Bellew and David could be other options as well for me to fight in the future.
Yeah. Another sort of big heavyweight bout, of course, is Anthony Joshua against Kubrat Pulev. I mean, this is part of the reason why the heavyweight division is so exciting right now, isn't it? Because I think it used to be dominated by a pair of brothers, didn't it? But now we've got a lot more factors and people coming from all sorts of different directions. I'm guessing you're going to have a keen eye on that fight. How do you see it going?
Yeah, I mean, the heavyweight division is very exciting at the moment. Like you said, it was a bit dull and a bit boring not long ago, but now it's pretty exciting. I feel like, that fight with Pulev, Joshua will come out on top. He's young, hungry, champion for a reason. He showed in his last fight he has a lot of heart, so I feel like he'll come out on top. Are
there any weaknesses that you think Pulev can try and exploit with Joshua?
Yeah, I'm sure every camp can sort of see each other's style and come up with a game plan. I feel like every fighter has weaknesses and strengths, so just have to see how you can deal with it.
And I know you sort of mentioned that it's all about this first fight now. It's the Fury fight for you first, but looking long term, should it all go well, you'll want to take on AJ at some point.
Of course, I think everyone wants to fight him. I feel like I want to fight anyone there is, anyone that's available, anyone that's keen. I'm not scared of anyone. I know just make it happen with any fighter that wants to fight.
How much of a distraction is it, though? I mean, you get people like us, admittedly, saying, "Oh, what about the next fight? What about that one? What about like 5 fights down the road?" But obviously, you've got to concentrate on the next one, don't you? And is it that sort of thing where you really have to lock down and just go, "Let's get this one done," and then I can think about the future later.
Get it done. But like you said, the reason why it's exciting because there's so many options.
Permutations and combinations.
There's this one, there's this one, there's that one. So get this done, knock them out, and then look forward.
So if we said, OK, I'm going to take that even to the extreme, 5 years' time, could you have unified all the belts in the heavyweight division, do you think?
Yeah, that's my goal, and I believe I have the ability to do it. I have a great team that's helping me trying to achieve my goal, so I think I can.
And do we expect to see you over here more often, do you think, fighting as well?
I'm gonna make this my home base. So.
Are you?
Oh, nice.
Tell us more. Why? Why London?
Because this is the heavyweight...
I'm presuming you mean London. Or,
London. The heavyweight division is booming here at the moment, so I want to be a part of it. I want to fight all the heavyweights out there, and I want to... heavyweight boxing is exciting again, so it's great to be a part of it.
But what about, other sports and other sportsmen from your country, from New Zealand? I mean, there are some footballers over here, especially in the Premier League, from New Zealand as well. Do you actually, are you in contact with them? Do you chat with them? Do you hang out with them?
I haven't had the chance to, but I think I'm looking forward to meeting Reed tomorrow. You know, meet him, and it's always great coming overseas and joining up with New Zealanders and seeing. It's great seeing how well they do.
Yeah, I bet. And if you're over here permanently, you'll be hooking up with them all the time. It'll be all right.
That's the plan.
But I mean, do you talk about sort of sport and sporting performance and how to achieve success? I mean, I know that it's obviously a different sport and there are different challenges, but you know, do you ever share any knowledge, insights? You know, how you prepare for things, mental preparation, perhaps?
I haven't at the moment. I've been pretty focused on myself, but I think it will be good to get along with other athletes and sort of. It'll be a good discussion. You're
open to the ideas.
Yeah, it'll be a good discussion.
Fantastic.
Right.
Well, we're looking forward to it, aren't we?
We are. It's going to be a good one. 10 days' time.
Yeah. Joseph, thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.